Good afternoon and welcome to this clip, this thought for the week. And do you know, one of the things that's really been I've been thinking about recently is where do we start when we start thinking about mission in the context of our church? In fact, actually, where do we start when we start thinking about leadership within the context of the church? Do you know, it's ever so easy, isn't it, to find yourself in a situation, maybe a new church, maybe you're the new pastor, and to begin to look at the church with aspiration, to look at the church and think about those things that you would like to do. I remember when I came to Albany Road Baptist Church, where I am now, one of the elders said to me, what's your vision for the church? As if I was some sort of mosaic figure coming down from the mountain with, you know, God's vision for the church. And I guess in some ways he really meant that. He thought that that was my role as the pastor and as the leader in the church. And I said to him, I haven't really got a vision for the church, to be honest with you. It's something that we will arrive at together. It's a journey that we will join in with together. And I really meant it. You know, it's very easy to come into a church and think that you can impose upon that church your perception of what church should be and what mission should be and what discipleship should be. And from my experience of talking to lots of ministers, the ones who get themselves into trouble are the ones who come into the role and think that that's the role that they are supposed to fulfill, that they are the visionary leader who imposes upon everybody else or persuades everybody else as to what the vision should be. One of the things that we've done in the church that I'm part of now is that we've arrived at that vision together. We've explored what God has been saying to us. And as a consequence, we've had greater ownership. I'd love to say it was perfect ownership, but that would be unrealistic. But people have been willing to go with it. They've been willing to take the journey with me. And that's been exciting and a little frustrating at times. But it's been really, really quite important. And so I guess the thought for the week this week is this: start where you are. Start where the church is. Don't start where you'd like it to be, but it isn't, because that will only breed frustration. Of course, the difficulty and the danger with starting where you are is that as you build relationship with those in the context of the church, what can happen is that you sort of relax into their way of doing things. The environment itself begins to shape and mould the ministry that you actually participate in the life of the church. And as a consequence, what tends to happen is that the church tends to atrophy. It tends to settle into the status quo. And that's not leadership at all. Leadership is about helping a church to start where it is, but offering a vision as you work together of a preferred future that you can enter into together. It may take longer, it may be frustrating at times, but actually it tends to be much more effective in the long run and help the church become all that God intends the church to be. And in the process, it tends to shape you in terms of your ministry. You learn something about yourself and about leadership and about church, and it becomes quite exciting. So that's my tip for the week. Don't start where you'd like people to be, start where they are.